we go. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Contrary to popular belief, I haven't died just yet. I'm sure it will happen at some point. No, thank you for all of the well wishes on Twitter and private message that I got. I appreciated that. I promise I wasn't dying. I was just, you get that feeling like you're coming down with something. You're like, I don't want to deal with this for a week. And so at that point, I started literally injecting myself with vitamin C.
Okay, I got bad news for you, Drak. Vitamin C doesn't do jack shit to prevent colds or flu.
No. Like you go into preventative mode. Like you do everything in your power to take care of the symptoms so they don't overrun you. And so at that point, I'm like, well, if you want to inject an orange juice into my arm, then fine, let's do it. I'm going, you know, and that's where things went. I'm on tons of stuff.
Yeah, I get the preventative aspect, but we should make it clear that vitamin C, contrary to the popular claim, doesn't actually help with colds or flu. During, before, after, doesn't matter. Never helps.
Right now I'm taking whatever I feel is going to help. So like I've got Mucinex and all that fun stuff, and I've got vitamin cocktail just to make sure that I don't have to deal with this long term, because as Alex knows very, very well, once I get sick, it's like a brick wall. And I don't want to do anything until I'm done. Until the virus or whatever has made its course through my system. So already that makes problems for my schedule and all that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I humbly asked that we not do the podcast tomorrow night because I wanted to give myself another day to be on meds and all that so that I could do stuff like this. Am I saying that I love the Drak and Shadow fans more than the Geek News fans? No.
He does.
Pay me and I might. So there you go. Welcome everybody to another Drak and Shadow Q&A. We do have a couple of questions that were left over from last time, as well as stuff from the 400 subscriber stream that Alex the Shadow Blazer did. In case you guys didn't know that, he is sitting at 425 strong. So
429 now.
429. So congratulations to the Shadow Blazer. And continue to support his channel as well as all the awesome anime reviews that he does.
Yeah, if I could ever stop procrastinating, my lazy ass. I worked on a little bit today, but I'm still procrastinating.
Well, procrastination is just a thing. And I also do want to remind people really quick that I had to cough, but also that we actually just barely today hit 90 subscribers on Drak and Shadow. So if you guys want that Let's Play, you've got 10 more to get. Because as soon as we hit 100, we're going to reach out to you guys and we're going to take all of your suggestions. We're going to put them together in probably a Twitter poll and ask that you guys give us your pick for what we play next. And we only need 10 more subscribers to do it. There you go.
Yes, we're getting there.
Apparently, Shadow Blazer does not have visuals. We do not have a visual on the Shadow Blazer.
Probably because it's still linking me through the Drak and Shadow channel rather than my channel. I don't know why I switched it. Because I keep my channel active on Firefox, but I keep the Drak and Shadow channel on Chrome. And because I have to stream through Chrome because Hangouts doesn't support Firefox anymore, weird shit happens all the time.
Okay. Well, here's hoping that this is not going to be an ongoing problem. At least, can you at least hear him?
Oh, he says he's seeing me now. So
good. Can you see him now? Good. Can you see him now? Good. Jeez. And people will ignore my coughing because that's just going to be a thing tonight. So we'll give some people time to get here and all that. And I'm gonna leave it up to the Shadow Blazer. If let's see, I'm glad that I'm the only YouTuber, or I'm the only one who uses multiple web browsers for multiple Twitter or YouTube accounts. I used to actually use a Twitter app on PC and to manage all 3 accounts, but the problem was that it got outdated like a year later. That was actually really handy because then you could just like, oh, I want to do this one for this channel and this one for this channel, and at that point you could see when it hit the other Twitter feeds, you could just like and retweet really quick. But it didn't get an update. It died.
Oh, bummer.
Mm-hmm. Such is the way things go in the PC world.
Yeah, that happens. Reminds me years ago, if I ever wanted to rip DVDs, I used a decryptor software, but they never updated the software after a certain point. So as copy protection got more advanced, the software became useless, and which is a shame because it was pretty good freeware. But
well, at that point, I mean, you run a constant struggle in that regard, because the bottom line is that, you know, for every decryptor you get, they're eventually going to come up with something that will make it not work. So that's just like this is why I don't do that, is because it's a constant uphill struggle.
It is, but I gotta, because it's part of my channel.
Oh no, I get it. But this is one of those things where you can think other ways of being able to get footage. Like, say, you know, I don't know if you actually can get footage from Crunchyroll from your reviews, but
I can. I've done it before, but it's a pain. I much prefer the clean rips.
Yeah, so at that point, like, there are other ways to be able to do it. That's one of the things that has made our recording so much easier, because when we started, we were running on way outdated stuff. I didn't tell the Shadow Blazer this, but we were running on like 5-year-old software that had long since been outdated, and we were only using it because I had the hardware for it, and it was able to record like retro consoles. I want to say Dot Hack Infection, I can guarantee was on that old stuff. I think Mutation we had upgraded by that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like that was an interesting time, and as things went on, like, we couldn't use that software anymore. It was outdated. The hardware wouldn't even work in modern motherboards. It's an uphill struggle. It's one of those things that I don't like dealing with consistently. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions, chat, because we do have some questions here, but this is for you guys. If you guys want to ask additional questions on like our thoughts on the various games that we've covered, all that stuff, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. This is an awesome night. So with Geek News, I have to be on an agenda. And I have to keep myself on an agenda. Tonight, I can be myself a little bit. So I appreciate these streams a little bit more. And people have actually asked, are you going to do a Geek News Q&A? I have considered it. I have considered the idea. The only downside to that is I can't guarantee all the streamers at that given moment, because I don't know if I'd want to do it on a podcast night. I'd want to do it on another night. And unfortunately, Aldo has a day job, 9 to 5. Romney has, I think it's like a 6 to sometime in the afternoon job, Monday through Friday. You have a job.
Wow.
Brinton has a job, 9 to 5, plus school, plus, in case you guys didn't know this, he's getting married, and the date is closing in, so he's busy. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Question: would you ever go skydiving? I've considered it. I don't know if I'll ever get to do it, but I've thought about it.
No, I don't have a fear of heights, but I don't know how to make this sound like I don't have a fear. I do have. This is going to make it sound like I do have a fear of heights. I don't. I just don't really have the interest to go and do like sky. I don't
have the desire to jump out of an airplane.
I don't have a bucket list. I don't have extreme things that I want to go do. Like this is one of those things like in high school where I gave the boring answer. It was like, what do you want to do after you get out of high school? And everybody was like, I want to go to Europe, and I want to go to college right away, and I want to go do what's the word? A road tour of the United States. And I was like, I want to be at home. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that I want to do. I'm very much a creature of habit, and I'm happy where I am. I have no problem leaving where I am from time to time, but not in the case of like I want to go to Japan or I want to go to China. There are places I'd like to see, but
I can understand not wanting to travel a whole lot, but I'm like, how could you not want to go to Japan and like see and just stand outside Studio Sunrise?
Or the Gundam Museum, you mean?
Yes.
I do. I still want to travel.
We got a new question.
Because I look at that and I go, holy crap, that's amazing. Oh, wait, I have to get on a plane. I have to do stuff to get there. And then I have to go stand in line. And then I just kind of drive myself down. Let's see. What do you think about choice number 3? What is choice number 3? Dream reviews.
When we see
what are choices number 1 and 2?
Yeah. Okay. Question from Garo is, when we see you post like 2 episodes of a Let's Play, do you record and upload the same week, or do you record multiple sessions and just release a portion of what you record?
Well, your question kind of made me confused. So you're talking about like when we do Saturday uploads. We record a bunch of that stuff in advance. So kind of like what we do with our usual Let's Plays. But I will admit, sometimes the Saturday ones get special attention. They get extra time. And so we will record a big session of that. And then I just have to make sure that it's consistently every week that we get together, which we get together weekly, that's on the agenda, that it has to be recorded. So at that point, I can make 2 parts work. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
I think that's about what he's asking, is how much recording we do to get these quick episodes out.
Yeah, like we don't go to like full like 8-hour recording sessions or anything like that. If anything, our usual recording session lasts about 4 or 5, and if we have something like this, it goes to 6. And that's about how much it changes. But with the baby, it's harder to do that. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because I mean, here's the thing. Like, right now we're uploading Resident Evil and Monkey Island together. I have no problem telling you guys we had started Resident Evil way before Monkey Island, and so we had the parts, and therefore we could focus on Monkey Island and get all that done, kind of thing. And spoiler alert: the recording for Monkey Island is actually done. So it's either going to be in the next week or the week after that we go into August's Let's Play. And we're also going to be doing... so you guys get first dibs on this one, but people have been asking, how are we going to do the Chris playthrough on Resident Evil? We've come to a decision on that, and it's just going to be, we're going to post-commentate it. I'm going to bust out the footage as quick as I can and edit it a little bit so that it's not like aimlessly running around, kind of like how Jill ended up, where that was like blind and all that. This is going to be more directed because I'm going to know where to go. So at that point, we're going to get the cutscenes and all that, but it's going to be post-commentated so that I can add additional cool Resident Evil facts that I'm aware of. And that my friend, who is more of a Resident Evil fan than me, has been mad that I have not included. Part of that is because some of them aren't relevant until we get to the remake. So, would you ever consider doing a live stream as a Let's Play? I've done one. I'm not saying that I wouldn't consider it, but live streaming for me, compared to, say, like Angry Joe, who has a setup, who can do 8 hours or whatever, I don't. And so at that point, live streams have been a personal frustration for me, simply, like, aside from this, simply because to be able to get the footage, I'm going to experience some kind of hardware or internet lag. And thus the entire stream to me as a perfectionist, as kind of OCD, is kind of ruined. And so that experience is always concerning to me. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I think Alex has brought that up once.
Or twice.
Yeah, but the biggest constraint that I bring up to him, and I'll bring up to you guys, is hardware. I just don't have the money to pay for a big $2,500 rig to be able to do that to my own satisfaction.
Well, that's when we just do something kind of simple. Something that's simple, easy. It doesn't take a lot of computing power. It doesn't take a lot of time.
Well, then what would you suggest that we do?
I don't know. Something off of Steam, a visual novel, maybe. I don't know.
Because I would tell you
something that we played.
I would tell you
something that we
consoles
played
are out.
Before that would be short.
I would tell you consoles are out, and the main reason being is that there is a delay to them, and you have to be able to calculate that delay. And lag can create a delay even more in that. So consoles, I think, would pretty much be out of the question there. I'm not really into the whole visual novel thing. So at that point,
well, because you have a closed mind.
Fine, call it whatever you want. I don't find them fun. That's the thing. I don't find them fun. I think
you like adventure games.
All the ones that get recommended to me are not. Because the ones that get recommended to me are like, what's the one that Sakura Spirits, the Normal Boots one, Honey Pop has been brought to my attention numerous times, and those just aren't fun to me. If I wanted to see, if I want to see anime with big boobs, I would go watch anime.
Okay, we got a question here. Any good advice you have for someone who wants to start a gaming channel? Like good equipment that wouldn't cost a lot of money.
Well, that's tough because here's the thing: you're for a gaming channel. Excuse me. You are going to be spending some money. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can build a PC, and so in a lot of cases, I can do it really cheap. But at the same time, it's still like $300-400 to be able to build a PC. One of the things I would recommend is probably the Markiplier solution. If people don't know how he actually started his deal, he basically took his tax refund and bought the stuff that he needed. And that would probably be something I would recommend to a lot of people. Take a big chunk of money and go and do that. Doing it on the cheap, I mean, if you know how to build a PC, you can get parts for cheap and you can install it yourself. I would definitely not see. I know a lot of people would recommend going the Dell route, or the building or the pre-built PCs route. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, but cheap ones, Alex can attest. He got a cheap one. He's not running on that cheap one anymore, are you?
No, but but I'm not going to totally complain. It served me well, but at some point I needed to upgrade.
Exactly. But if I remember correctly, that rig was a pretty penny too at the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's the thing, is like for buying a PC, you're probably looking at minimum for a good one right now, probably about $1,000 to $1,500, just to make sure that it can handle a good amount. And that's streaming for like 2 or 3 hours a day. If you want the big stuff where you're streaming like 9 or 10 hours, you're going to need something a lot more expensive than that. Mics are cheap. Like the mics that we were running on at the very beginning, I had like a $20 mic and we made that work. But I would recommend Yeti mics, because even though I know a lot of people have complaints about the sound that we have now, but I actually will say it's a lot better than our earliest stuff. And
definitely
it's pricey. It's about $100-120. Sometimes on Amazon you can find them cheaper for 10 or 20 less. But it is worth it to be able to do that. And the coolest part about Yeti mics is that you can either have a professional setup like I do, or you can have a USB mic like Alex, and it still sounds great. So I'm running out of a mixer. Alex right now is running out of a USB mic, a Yeti.
Yeah.
And you haven't had really any complaints with it, to my knowledge.
No, it's been pretty good. I liked it.
Really, what I would recommend to anybody who wanted to start a gaming channel, send a private message to me and I'll help you out, kind of thing. Because I've already done it with friends who want to get into podcasting, want to get into streaming on Twitch. I help them out. Let's see. I know you did the Resident Evil remake first, then did the original. Do you think you would do Resident Evil 2 original first, since we don't know when the remake will come out? That's up to you guys. That really is up to you, because if you guys don't like this, then I don't see a reason to continue it on. I already know Andrea and Alex's opinion, but really it's you guys that matter in that regard. So if you guys want Resident Evil 2, we'll do it. And yeah, I would do the original first, and then it's probably going to be another 3-4 years before we see the remake. So we'd be fine by then. I think we'd be into other Resident Evil games by that point. What about doing Undertale live? Jiro, go check my channel. Speaking of the live Let's Play, I did Undertale. And I'm not saying that I know a lot of people had fun with it. I know a lot of people wanted me to go back and do the 2 various endings. I ended up in the middle, just because I was messing around. I really treated it blind. And the problem is like, it was fun for you guys, but for me, I had a lot of difficulty motivating myself to pick the game up again, just to learn how to do the pacifist or the genocide ending. I know that the simple concept of that is, you make sure not to kill people, but then you also have to learn kind of routines on how to not kill the bosses, how to pacify them, or with genocide, how to power yourself up to be able to nuke everything. So there you go. I did Undertale live, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad people enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people have asked for those 2 endings, and I'm just not interested. That and again, streaming on my PC is not as fun as you might think. I was asking more about someone who wanted to record gameplay from Wii PS3, but yeah, cheap computers don't give you that much. I would recommend, if you want to do on Wii PS3, to get, I think it's an Elgato, is the current model right now that is reliable. I'm running on a Hapag, which is outdated, but it does the job. We've literally used this Hapag since Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter was the first Let's Play recorded on it. So I'd recommend a Hapag, and they actually they're not cheap anymore because they're not being made anymore, but Elgato will do it. And the last time I saw prices for Elgato, they were pretty cheap. Now, when I say cheap, I'm still probably talking in the hundreds, guys.
Yeah.
But I remember like looking for an Elgato when I just barely bought this thing, and it was like $500. So I'm like, yeah, can't do that. Yes, Yeti mics are freaking awesome, especially when you know what to do with them, kind of thing. They are perfect for any kind of online recording that you're going to do. The only time I wouldn't recommend Yeti is if you were doing voiceover, but I have my own voiceover mic for that. I've heard a lot of good about Elgato. I've been asking for my brother who wants to do gaming videos, but he doesn't have much money, though I think he knows what he wants for Christmas now. Well, I mean, again, I don't have a problem with our Hapag. Well, it's overheated a couple of times, but I like it, but I would not recommend anybody buying that now because they don't make them anymore. And the Rocket won't do Wii PS3. You'd be stuck to current consoles. I know that the Rocket does come with a the 5-plug setup, but when I've used it, I've not been impressed with its recording capabilities on it, and so on my Rocket, I stick to HDMI. Let's see here. Wow, did we actually catch up? For a
Yeah,
second there, I thought we weren't going to get caught up with the stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, Rising Sun, if you want to send me a private message, I'll give you some recommendations on stuff. But yeah, cheap. The unfortunate part is like cheap is still going to be a lot of money. So at that point, just be ready, especially if you want quality stuff, to at least pay a little bit more than you might expect. And the only thing I can't help you with is Mac. I do not know setups for Macs. I used Mac in college, and I really don't like the OS. I like Linux more than Mac, and that's saying something. I've done very little in Linux too, and I like that setup better than Mac. Well, I can get into the other questions that we have.
Yeah, might as well.
So the first one, I guess, is going to be not an apology tour for Alex, but we got a follow-up because of the question I asked in the 400 subscriber stream, which, just to bring people up to speed. The question is basically, if you found out like overnight, and that's not likely to happen, guys, but I'm running with the question. If you were to all of a sudden be Markiplier, and I'm talking Markiplier as far as subs overnight, and you got your first ever check from YouTube, which is going to be a lot because he's running in 15 million subscribers, what would you do? And apparently they felt Alex's answer was hateful because he basically said, "Screw you guys, I'm out of here." So let me clarify this really quick. Alex, you love everybody, right?
Yes. Plus, I didn't say that. You said that.
No,
You're the one who made that implication.
I made fun of that concept. But basically, what I think was meant to be said is that if he was given that opportunity, I mean, you like doing anime reviews, but it's not necessarily what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So at that point, if you had that opportunity, you'd go do it. Because you'd have the money, you'd have the resources, you'd be able to do it now. And so that's basically what he was answering.
Yes.
So I think Alex had a good answer there. Drak answering for Shadow. Wow. Apparently I'm your PR device. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you are.
Usually you're my PR device. At least that's the way it's felt like the last couple of days. So yeah, that question did get asked for Drak and Shadow. We'll probably get into that in a little bit because that's going to be a complicated answer. And well, do we just want to get into it now, or do we want to wait?
Yeah, let's.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, if Drak and Shadow all of a sudden we woke up the next day and had 15 million, and we got the first ever check. I don't know if I would necessarily say the channel was over. I would probably look Alex in the eye and go, "Hey, we've got this loyal fan base who has come to us, and maybe it's because of the viral video we did. I don't know, but I would want to be able to pay that back because they obviously gave us the subscribe. They showed their support. At that point, I would probably say like a portion of that money should go to both of us. And then I would probably also recommend that a portion of that go to what I would call at this point the Drak and Shadow budget. And that budget would be solely towards improving the channel kind of thing. So I put that money towards maybe getting us some legit office space so we can actually record legit. We don't have to record in my house and are constrained because of that. Getting more professional mics. You know, like Alex has kind of complained over the years, like he wishes we could have Grump quality mics or that we could have little ribbon mics on our shirt. And we could look into that because then we would have the money to be able to do so. But that's basically what I would recommend is like a portion of it would go to both of us individually. And then I would also recommend we take another portion of that and put it into this budget to improve the channel. And obviously, you know, my money would probably go into that same route, you know, like I hate to tell you this, guys, but if all of a sudden, just out of the blue, a guy from Funimation entered that door and told me I have a part in the DB Super dub, guy can hope. Then I'd go and do my dream. That's what I'd want to do. And I don't see that necessarily as a disrespectful thing, because I still respect you guys and I'd still do this as something fun to do in my spare time, but my profession would be very clear, as it is right now. There you go. Any vids or websites on how to use a Yeti mic? Actually, tell you what, Jiro, I'm going to recommend a video for you right now, because one of the WoW community members that I follow just put one out for a Yeti mic specifically. So give me a second. I'll give you a link. Let's see here. Where? Oh, wait. I'm not on mine. Okay.
It's all right.
Probably.
Don't worry about it. Just post it.
No. I need to find it really quick. I was looking through the subscriptions to get the channel, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm on Drak and Shadow. I'm not on there, so I can't just go that way. Give me a second, and here it is. Here you go, Jiro. And it's from Hazelnutty on YouTube, and it goes into 6 good tips on how to use a Yeti mic. You are welcome. Here's the next question that we actually got, and I think you've answered this before, but this is a new guy asking. So if you have, you'll correct me, Alex, because I still can't remember like what you answered and what you didn't in the Gaming with the Geeks we did. So you'll let me know, because you're nice like that.
Yeah.
So with your anime reviews, is there a specific type of genre or a specific genre in anime that you will never touch or will never see a review out of? And the examples that they put is like, you've done a lot of drama, you've done horror once or twice, or at least what this person would consider to be horror.
Yeah.
But and also a mixture of just other genres of it. But is there an absolute genre you will not touch?
Probably hentai.
That is a genre.
Yeah. It's under the adult
Well,
genre.
technically you did, because Scum's Wish.
Well, I wouldn't call that.
Okay, never mind. It didn't involve tentacles.
That's an erotica. It's an ecchi title at best, but yeah, I won't do anything like super hardcore adults.
Yeah. Another one that, and I don't know if I would say that you can rule this out either. You're not a fan of shonen, so really. I don't see you like religiously reviewing shonen unless it just hits like buttons 1 through 10 for you.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be clear, shonen is really more of a demographic than it is a genre. But so it's unlikely I'm going to review any like the really long runners like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, because those are all well over 100 episodes, and One Piece is still going. But if there's probably a shonen demographic show out there that's decently length and I'm interested in it, then yeah, I'm sure I'll check that out at some point.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I put this up is like we've gotten questions here or there of what are our thoughts on DB Super or on Boruto. I had to think of the name, Boruto. And I think they're mainly coming from my camp, because I think your fans would know that's not going to happen. And at that point, that would be my answer. Like, I'll give you guys my answer on it, which is I've been following DB Super, and I don't find it as bad as a lot of people have. Boruto, I'm just not feeling it, and I have a feeling it's going to have a slow start like Naruto did. So I'm just waiting until like 30 episodes are out there, and by that point, there's an arc. So that's my thoughts so far on those, and that's probably what you're going to get. But I don't see Alex doing videos on DB Super, Boruto, One Piece. I might have to convince you for Food Wars, but that's just because I think that's silly enough that I think you'd do it.
Yeah. Tell you what, because I'll check out.
Because technically, Food Wars is a shonen, but
yeah. I'll check out Food Wars, but I want you to check out a new show on Crunchyroll called Gamers, because I think you'd like it. I'm enjoying it. I've seen 2 episodes, so I want
is
you
it
to
live
check out-
action?
No, it's anime.
What's the one that got recommended to me on Facebook that was live action that I'm like, eh?
You're probably thinking of the. I'm imagining you're thinking of the Nickelodeon sitcom, but the one I'm talking about is an anime called Gamers.
Okay. Look at it.
Let me go into it. Basic plot is kind of gaming otaku high school kid, keeps to himself, loves playing his video games. Well, then one day out of the blue, really cute girl who's kind of high up in the social circle at high school comes up to him and says, "Hi, I want you to please join my video game club." And so he goes and visits the club with her, and there's a few other members already, and he learns what the club is all about. But at the end of the first episode, he actually rejects her invitation, and I'm guessing this is how the series is going to play out.
This is a series that's like based around gaming instead of like the usual plot of I'm stuck in the game.
Yeah, this is actually about people who play video games. It's pretty funny. I think you'd like it.
I'm not against it. I mean, it sounds to me like this is a lot more serious than another anime that got recommended to me that was I don't know if this is the exact same one, but it was like playing arcade games, but it involved passion panties at one point. It's like, I'm not interested. Dream reviews, you got to feel it, not you got to believe it, not feel it. You need to give us answers 1 and 2, because we can't tell you if answer number 3 is what we would prefer or not until we know answers 1 and 2. If we don't know step 1 and 2, we can't get to profit.
Yeah.
So
well, there's always the mystery spot in between profit, but
it's intentionally supposed to be.
Yes, profit.
Exactly. This is how my raid strats were always explained. It's like step 1, don't stand in the fire. Step 2, avoid the tentacles. Step 3, step 4, profit.
Exactly.
It's like the most basic raid boss strategy you could ever get, and you know what? 80% of the time it works. Let's see. So so is it just spelled gamers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll even link it in the chat.
Do it, please. Actually, I'll have to get it another way because you know this. I don't really watch Crunchyroll on PC. I watch it on the Roku.
Yeah. Well, then watch it on the Roku.
Yeah, so I'll just have to search for it that way.
Let's see. I was going to link to my anime list, but I hate that.
So should I watch Scum's Wish?
Okay.
Rising Sun, I would not recommend it. Because the funniest thing is, he reviewed it, and then I got sent clips of the show. And I think they did this along the lines of I needed to debate him because this show was so groundbreaking. Guys, my honest opinion is if it's groundbreaking, then it broke the ground and made us go back 10 steps. It's not as innovative as people are making it out to be. It's like, this took anime 10 steps ahead of the industry. No, it took you about 10 steps backward. As far as I'm concerned, there's so many problems. I could literally punch holes in so many arguments in that series just from the clips I've seen. I've never seen an episode. I've only seen like 2-minute clips, and I can punch holes in them. And I'm not the anime reviewer. Anyway, let's see. I skipped over. Wait, what was this? I skipped over it when trying new seasonal things. Okay, well, maybe I'll try it out and see what I think. Right now, I'm working on Gundam, obviously, but another one that people recommended to me because they thought I would love it because of superheroes was One Punch Man, and not seeing it. It confuses me and confounds me more than it actually impresses me. Got it. Watch Scum's Wish when I want to see something terrible. I mean, like, here's the thing. I can't criticize the animation in Scum's Wish. I can't do that because it is actually really good. But its plot has so many issues with it.
I really couldn't stand the story. But here's a great question.
To say that this is Cruel Intentions Anime Edition is actually a disservice to Cruel Intentions.
Oh, Garo wants to know, why am I referred to as the hipster? He was the origin of that.
Jiro, if you want to do the homework on that, we would really appreciate it.
I think it started when on Geek News because I was usually wearing plaid button-down shirts because we used to be on Saturday night. We used to be on Saturday nights, and because I typically worked on Saturdays up until the podcast, I'd have to race home and I'd be wearing a plaid shirt.
Well, and it didn't even start there either. Because a couple of the later Radio SLCC episodes, we actually had video, and I was able to put up the video and it didn't affect anything. And you were doing it then too. And so at that point, you were just, you'd be coming home from work and you'd be wearing plaid button up shirts and khakis and all that. And somebody just out of a blue said, man, he's like the hipster of the, and on top of that, you're only interested in certain kinds of anime and all that. So somebody out of the blue just said, wow, he's like the hipster of the podcast. What? and so at that point, the joke kind of stuck.
Yeah, I've read with it. It's been fun.
You're not supposed to think when you watch One Punch Man. Then I can already tell you this is not going to be my thing. I like complex plot lines. Probably a little bit more than I would care to admit.
I don't know. I'd still think you'd like One Punch Man. I've not seen it, but I've heard great things.
Well, right now, I've only got like 2 or 3 episodes in, and it's just the dude brooding about, I can't get fights to last longer than one punch. Like, I'm sorry? I'm sorry
that sounds brilliant. That sounds brilliant. It sounds like he's spoofing the whole concept of shonen battles that go on for like 50 episodes.
Well, the part that killed it for me was like they actually go into the origin story for him, and he's literally walking down the street after having a failed job interview, and the first thing he sees is supposed to be like a monster, and it's a dude that's like half lobster body. All the upper portion of him is lobster body, and then it's big muscular legs, and he's in tighty whities. And I'm just like, and I'm already going, okay, I'm sold. This is great. And all of a sudden he's like, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't find jobs interesting. And I'm like, sucked it right out for me. And then all of a sudden he beats this guy by literally like pulling all of his organs out via his eye. And I'm just like, what the hell? And that's why I'm just sitting here going, you know, Food Wars at least made me laugh. This one is just making me go, ugh. So I'll finish it, but I mean, obviously. He gets a fight that takes multiple punches near the... Okay, cool. And yeah, it's meant to be spoof of traditional shonen action anime. Okay, if it's a spoof, then I'm fine with that. But a lot of people were referring this to me going, since you're a lover of this stuff, you would appreciate it from a serious perspective. I was like, but I'm not. I mean, I probably would enjoy filler episodes of Naruto better than this, but okay, if it's a spoof, then I'll give it credit. It's good. What do you think is the most heated debate in anime? There's one.
I'd say the dub sub. Yeah.
There's one?
Yeah. I'd probably say the dub sub one is the one that gets people riled up the most. At least that I've seen.
Yeah, dub sub. Another one that I saw a little bit when we went to Anime Bonsai was the whole, not waifu, but the body pillow debate. Because we actually did have a few guys that were there in body pillows, and they got shamed a little bit while they were at the con.
Oh, come on, that's terrible.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm
not a person for body pillows myself, but don't shame them at a con.
I'm not speaking from that perspective because I don't need that. I'm married. Yeah, I'm just. That's one of those things where it does kind of creep me out a little bit that you're bringing it out in public, especially the one that they had, which was very clearly naked, and it's like, you know, there are kids here too. And that, I think that's a tad inappropriate when there are kids around. I saw a Yaoi body pillow at the last con I went to. I wondered if that would be a good birthday present for my sister. No comment. Yeah, probably dub sub would be the biggest thing, or like the best creator. I've heard that debate happen a number of times, and a number of names get brought into that.
I don't know. Usually I find a lot of the creators list boils down to like the same 5 people.
Well, who are the 5 that you're thinking?
It's usually, I swear, it's like every top anime list that's not, but even, yeah, just any top anime list is probably going to include Shinichiro Watanabe of Cowboy Bebop fame, Hayao Miyazaki, the late Satoshi Kon. Trying to think of a few others that usually frequently crop up on lists. It's hard. Nobody. Yoko Kanno, just because of her involvement with Bebop and so many popular anime back then.
Yeah, that would be composer kind of thing. Yeah, so
she's a creator of music. So
yeah, no, I'm not discouraging her. I'm just saying like that's where she's amazing is her music creations.
Mm-hmm. Mangaka behind Rurouni Kenshin.
Okay.
Kumihiro Watsuki, I think is his name. Mangaka behind One Piece. Mangaka behind... I lost the title. I have the title, but now I lost it. I can't remember.
So Toriyama, I know gets brought into that.
Toriyama, yeah.
Depending on who you talk, depending on the circles you walk in, Anno gets brought up too.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're talking to, again, Shiro Masamune / Mamoru Oshii gets brought up.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. It's never both. Because I've met people who are dedicated fans of the manga and hate the movies of Ghost of the Shell, or the ones who love the movie but hate the manga. Especially since Shiro Masamune, unfortunately, likes porn now and only wants to do porn now.
Yeah, that's true. So.
But instead, you decided that Momo Cody would be a better idea. I'm glad that was the gift I received. Okay. I don't know what Momo Cody is. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know that either.
I don't even know.
That sounds right, but I don't know what that is actually either.
Yeah,
let's find out.
So, like, creators I see gets brought up a lot in anime discussions. Dub sub, movie versus OVA, but that argument has died down in the last 5 or so years. For me, just because I grew up with OVAs, not necessarily movies.
Yeah, well, and the OVA as the medium has kind of shrunk to be a lot more extensions of an existing anime series as opposed to their own standalone thing. Manga versus anime, that's another debate that gets brought up a lot in anime.
Yeah, but I literally look at that as going I literally look at it as like DC versus Marvel, because at that point, like you could have dedicated anime and dedicated manga fans. Same thing happens with those two companies. There's the fans of the DC movies, there's the fans of the Marvel movies, but only fans of the Marvel TV series, of the DC TV series. So you could easily chalk that in there too. But yeah, anime versus manga, big thing. I have seen the weeaboo argument get brought up a couple of times, but I don't know what that's against. So I don't know if I want to bring that up.
I wouldn't really call that an argument. That's more of a slur to an insult. Because more often you're going to be accused of being a weeaboo than having to debate the position. I guess you could be saying, doesn't watching anime make you a weeaboo?
Called me a weeaboo? I can't remember. Like one time he got mad at me because I would put, like, I would say Miyamoto-san and all that. I was trying to be respectful, but I think it was like, stop trying to be a weeaboo or something like that.
He might have out of jest. I don't know if he's ever done it though.
No, because contrary to what a lot of people think, Aldo and me do not harbor any hatred. We love working together and we have fun when we do so. It's hard given schedules to be able to do so. I want to make a video about anime dubs, but I feel like that debate has pretty much died down. I will always be pro dub, and the only reason I will be is because I'm a fan of voice actors. I always love hearing new projects being taken on by people like Vic Mignogna or Crispin Freeman or Stephen Bloom and stuff like that. So I'll always be on the dub debate, and it's only because I love what these performances are doing with the dubs. I'm not necessarily that familiar with the Japanese voiceover guys, and therefore, like, I'm not saying I couldn't become a fan of them. I just don't know them, kind of thing. But usually my viewpoint on the matter is I don't get involved. I'm just a geek, and we can appreciate things and just be geeks. And the moral of the story is Drak doesn't like getting involved in conflict. Damn right. Unless it's with Alex and Sonic, because that's fun.
Yeah, so we'll duke it out there. So,
who are you saying did a Sonic? Oh no, it was Beard Brothers. And
Beard Brothers, and I'm like, my God, it's like Adam and I. It's like, you know, Gerard, because they're playing Adventure right now.
Was it
Gerard? Yeah, Gerard and Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now they're playing Sonic Adventure. They're just kind of getting started with it as far as the series goes. And Gerard's all like, yeah, let's do this. And Alex is like, you know, this game's really not that good, Gerard. And they kind of go back and forth with each other. And it's like you and I swear.
That doesn't sound too bad, but I'll go listen to it because, like, well, I mean, obviously we can't bring up characters anymore because and then the argument gets pretty heated. Andrea's had to step between us a couple of times when it comes to stuff like that, but
she's had to break us up.
Yeah, so he texted me that earlier today, and I'm like, so you want us to go file a copyright strike with him?
No, we don't want to really do that.
I'm on the fence. I mean, if you, the only reason I'm on the fence is like that'd be a great way for Gerard to get to notice us, wouldn't it? But I wouldn't want
noticing us. Yeah, notice us, but not in a nice way.
Yeah, attention is attention, as far as I'm concerned. But Drak, that's the Alex Bauer way of doing things. We don't bring her up anymore.
I was just about to say that. Drak, filing lawsuits is not the answer.
To me. It's the answer to a lot of people.
Yes.
I typically prefer dubs as well. What I want to do is focus in on a couple of shows and scenes and show why the dub is able to make the show better. Yeah, I mean, it really is on a show by show basis. Cowboy Bebop works as a dub, and the reason it does is because 80% of it was written as American. But I would definitely say that there are dubs there are subs that don't work, that are too Japanese for anybody to get into, or try too hard to be American, and it just doesn't come across. I would actually say a lot of Gundam sub jobs have been not as enjoyable for me, simply because they try too hard to be futuristic, and it doesn't come across. So it's on a case-by-case basis. And again, I'm not the judge of this because I am picky with my subs and my dubs. I prefer dub because I love looking at animation. I love hearing voices. But if I have to, I will go with a sub. I've done it before. Whew. Here's another question that we actually got. So Drak has been talking a lot about reducing schedule, and in fact, I am actually going to have a video that addresses that next week. Just kind of for a lot of people who've been asking about that. Does that mean that Drak and Shadow's schedule is getting reduced as well? Nope. I haven't talked to Alex about it. I'm only doing it on my end because I've got way too many things in the schedule now that, I mean, if I was able to do this full time, then I'd be okay with it. But I mean, again, this is not necessarily my primary passion. This is not what I want to do for a living. And so I have to find a way to be able to make this work, as well as being able to do voiceover, being able to do podcasting. Those are my primary passions right there. I have no problem doing Let's Plays, but in the rung or on the priority list, they're pretty low. And now people are going to be unsubscribing to our channel because I said that's a horrible thing. You don't like doing Let's Plays? No, I like doing them.
If we didn't, we wouldn't be doing them.
Yep. This one got asked again, but I'm going to bring it up again. Is there a dub that either one of us would prefer or that would recommend in a heartbeat if we had easy access to it? I do it all the time, guys. Like, all of the stuff that I have brought has been openly received. So I do it all the time. I mean, for crying out loud, the most recent one was Resident Evil. Because adventure games we've been doing for a while, so that wasn't exactly a tough sell. But Resident Evil is the most recent example of me getting to do this with Alex. And so, yeah, I got my dream Let's Play. And Alex got .hack.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another one that you would bring up, but...
Too many to name, really.
Well, I mean, your defaults are usually like Sonic and .hack.
Yeah.
Because we're following the PS4 remastering of GU, and we're following Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. So, I mean, it's not like we haven't had that dream recommendation. That's kind of how the channel started, guys. Have you seen anything on a YouTube channel that you want to copy the idea for your own channel that was really interesting to you?
I think I have. I can't think of a specific example right now, but I'm certain I have. I know I've done it a couple times.
I mean, this got brought up when we started. It doesn't get brought up that much anymore, but people got mad at us because we had a schedule similar to Beard Bros when the channel just barely started. Because around the time the channel barely started, I think Beard Bros had been going for, I want to say 6 months kind of thing. Because there was the whole debate on whether or not Beard Bros was actually ripping off Game Grumps, and I guess JonTron and Gerard's history and all that. And so we got that a lot. And I'm not going to lie. I might have actually gotten the inspiration for the blocks via that. But I don't necessarily call it that, because we didn't like pick the exact same games they were doing. We picked rarer stuff in there. Nobody was really doing the original Fantasy Star at the time. So boom, we did it. Then we did .hack. Nobody was really doing Jack and Dexter playthroughs. So we did it, kind of thing. I mean, there's been ideas here and there that have been borrowed, yeah, but I don't want to say outright copied. Because I think if I was outright copying something, I'd want to find a way to either adapt it or I wouldn't do it. I have enough respect with the content creators out there that work their butts off that I wouldn't want to outright copy them. I'd more want to adapt it to what we could do. On my channel, I don't think I have. I mean, aside from Let's Plays and vlogs, I really haven't. Somebody actually did tell me, like, my reviews were apparently a ripoff of, I don't know, some YouTubers' early reviews. And I don't even remember the name that they said, but I remember looking at the video and going, I think there's enough difference here that that I'm not necessarily copying the guy. And one of the biggest differences is my opinion might differ from the mainstream game reviewers. I don't know. I'm not really thinking of anything that I legitimately copied from a channel. I've had pieces inspired, but I don't think outright copying of an idea. And yes, I do ramble when I answer questions. I'm sorry.
Yep, he does.
Yep. I like giving you an answer, and an honest answer, and sometimes that takes a lot of thought, and I have to go through it in my head. One person did ask, who did your new artwork? That would be does she go by MartAnimE on DeviantArt?
Yeah.
I want to call her Marta because that's her real life name. And
Yeah.
actually, quick spoiler alert, or not spoiler alert, but sneak peek for you guys is Marta's been hard at work on my channel too. So she's actually got some additional work coming out on my channel that you guys, I think, will like. Copy was a poor choice of word. No, Shiro, the copy was not a poor choice of word. You got the guy that rambles. Just think if this was a Let's Play, I'd be rambling even worse because I'd probably be like, I'm talking a Let's Play where I'm at the helm. I'd be rambling a lot worse.
It's true. It's true. You would.
Mm-hmm. That's why in a lot of cases, people do notice differences when, like, we could tell when Alex is at the helm of a game because you somehow get snarkier.
Wow.
Because I don't have to keep the gameplay going. In particular, they mentioned that with Shantae.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's always interesting to hear outside perspectives of what it's like when I'm the one in charge. So I love hearing that stuff.
Or with me, what was the one? He said that I bark orders a lot. And it's only because probably my stress is a little bit more elevated because I'm at the helm and I'm trying to make sure that we're not getting lost and all that. Also, another observation is Andrea tends to be more of a backseat gamer to me than to you. It's because she knows she can.
I don't think we've ever. No, we have. Never mind. I was going to say we've never lived with Andrea, but we have. We've done Banjo with her live. So there you go.
Live?
I don't mean like live. I just mean not post commentary.
Well, we've done a lot of stuff where we're playing live. Legend of Zelda was her first time at the helm, and she got amazingly quiet, but her and me tended to argue like we do in our Let's Plays. So there you go.
That's what you get when you have a married couple.
Somebody actually did ask, does that create, doing Let's Plays together, does that create marital problems? If it did, do you think we'd be doing Let's Plays?
I don't think so, no.
I'd be cutting that crap off. I'm like, Andrea? No. This isn't working for me. You can't be part of Let's Plays anymore. No, this ain't going to work. No, we're big boys and girls. We put our big boy pants and big girl pants on, and we deal with us being mocked. In fact, when her and me play WoW together, she gets mocked a lot. And it's because I love her dearly, but she's kind of a noob. And she doesn't really want to learn how to play the game like, no, I'm not saying a pro, but at least being able to hold your own. Rating's not her thing. She wants to collect. So at that point, I will make fun of her when we go into like a hardcore dungeon and she's lowest on the DPS, and somebody will mention, oh man, the rogue really sucks here. And I'm just like, that's because the rogue's a noob.
Because WoW is serious business.
Well, and what's better is like I'll get guild chat later going, is she okay with you doing that? I mean, like, she's supposed to be having fun, and you just burned her in the party chat. I'm like, if I could get away with it and she's not screaming in vent, I know I'm fine. But she's okay with it because she knows this is not something she wants to do regularly. Any interest in doing a Let's Play of Parasite Eve? Oh, child. Oh, child. So, Aldo may murder me, and I'm sorry, Aldo. But originally, when we were talking about Gaming with the Geeks, for Aldo, the game that was being brought up was Parasite Eve. Because around that time, Parasite Eve 1 and 2 hit the PSN. And him and me had both said, like, we really love the game and we'd love to do it. But time was a factor. And so we didn't really think we could make Parasite Eve work. And that's when we went to, I think the original idea was we were going to do Enter the Gungeon together. And then we settled on Resident Evil. So yeah, Parasite Eve has been brought up. I haven't brought it up with Alex yet.
I'd be interested.
I'd need to talk to Aldo first, because Aldo has still shown interest in doing it. And he's shown interest in him and me doing it. So let me talk to Aldo first and make sure we wouldn't be hurting his feelings. Because at the very most, I'd say like, well, Aldo, join us. You know, let's have fun, because you and me know the story. Alex doesn't. But yeah, speaking of another a game that has very few Let's Plays on YouTube and they're bad, I'd have no problem doing that if for no other reason than we can make fun of mitochondria all day. Crap. I just realized I opened myself up or something. If we do that, then people are going to ask us to do the movie. I'll have to think about the movie, people. I saw it once. I don't know if I can do it again. So there you go. Yeah. Let's Play of Parasite Eve. Yeah, maybe. Maybe on the channel. It was originally going to be me and Aldo doing it, but yeah. And then do the sequel. That would be fun for me, because I would even be blind for the sequel. I've only played like an hour into it, and unfortunately, I rented the game, and as people know with rentals back in the day, people did not take care of them at all. So at that point, I couldn't actually play past the first hour without the disc dying on me. The other one that pissed me off at my local Hollywood video was Devil May Cry 2. When I first tried that out, I was actually pissed at it for reasons besides what everybody else was complaining about. And my complaint was, you can't play as Dante. And then I got set straight years later. It's like, yeah, you can. You can play as Dante. I'm like, I've rented that game numerous times. You can't play as Dante. You only play as the girl. Yeah, he's on a separate disc. And then I found out my rental story. Apparently, they stole the first disc, which has Dante on it.
Oh,
so the first time I've ever played Devil May Cry 2 was on the collection I have. And confirmed, it still sucks. I have no problem saying that. Devil May Cry 2 is horrible. Horrible. See, I couldn't buy them. I had no money. Do I like jazz, or do you like jazz? I haven't watched a game in years. Not since 1998. Oh, wait, you probably mean like jazz as in music. Yeah.
I played a little jazz once upon a time in middle school. It was so long ago.
My sister used to sing for a jazz band. But that's the most exposure I've had. Like, I mean, I've listened to jazz and elevator music and all that, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's nice, actually. As adults, we have an appreciation for freeform jazz.
As an adult, I have an appreciation. It's really sad now, but I've really stuck to video game music and composers in my adult years.
I said appreciation. I didn't say hardcore listening. There's a difference.
Yeah, well, I don't listen to a whole lot of music anymore anyway. But like when I do, it's video game music, or it's compositions from like current games or movie scores. If I want to go into the past, it's probably going to be like going into Metallica or some other 80s band that I like.
Ramen or cake? Cake.
Cake or death? Cake. Oh, ramen or cake? Oh, okay, ramen or cake? Cake. I hate ramen. I can't do it.
Because all we have here in America is cheap-ass Top Ramen.
Yeah, and that's all I've ever tried. I know there's legit ramen, but here's the thing, too. I've seen, like, animated versions of that ramen. I'm not interested. It still looks to me like because I mean, you've seen the typical Naruto image of him eating ramen. I just look at that and go, ugh. I don't get it. I'm an anti-soup guy. That's my problem there. I'm an anti-soup guy. The soup Nazi would kick me out of his restaurant.
No soup for you.
Indeed. More soup for you. Anime music is most of what I listen to. That too.
That's my case, yeah.
I had good ramen about a month ago, and it's pretty good, but not something I normally get. Yeah. I'm an anti-soup person.
What do you got against soup? Why do you hate all things that are pure and innocent?
I just don't like it. I like having texture to food. But I mean, if you want my honest opinion, like I don't like. I used to like softer foods as a kid, but as an adult, I tend to prefer harder stuff and more stuff with texture.
Well, nobody has soup just as a meal, unless you're in my family. Then we do. But
I was gonna say, like, there were many a nights when my family would have mac and cheese, and that was it. That was the meal.
oh, I love mac and cheese. I always get if I have to work a long shift, I always get one of those little quick ready-made cups that you just pour water into and microwave.
See, I can't do Easy Mac anymore. I tend to go with the big box because I think that it tastes better.
Yeah, I agree. It tastes better, but it's just like if I'm working a shift where I need to actually have a lunch break.
But mac and cheese isn't soup. My family was.
He's right though. It's not soup.
My mom actually had the legit thought that there is no reason to drain the water.
Oh, geez.
Because then all of the nutritional properties of it get lost. So when we would have mac and cheese, it was soup.
There you go.
When I was a teenager, somebody actually had to teach me how to legit make it, and I'm just like, holy crap, this is so much better. Okay, maybe mac and cheese can be soup. Yes.
Oh.
So you don't argue with my logic. That's usually my line, Rising Sun.
Wikipedia classifies it as a casserole dish.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, if you look at mac and cheese, it's more along the lines of like Hamburger Helper these days. It's more mixed with other stuff. But I knew many a person who lived on mac and cheese during their college education.
If you had your choice, what anime would you like to see adapted into a video game? Which would you choose?
I got it. I got Dynasty Warriors Gundam. That's what I wanted. If I wanted another one, there was a long time where I wanted a Dynasty Warriors Gundam-esque game made for Escaflowne. I don't necessarily say I'm in that camp anymore. Just because I don't know if it would I don't know if it would necessarily work.
I would want to do Chrono Trigger. I even wrote because this shows how
this is anime adapted into a video game.
No, I think it's game based. Is it? I thought it was. If you had your
choice, what anime would you like to see adapted into a video game?
No, what would you like to see in oh yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah. So
I would say like other way around.
Other way around, you're right.
He's written a script, by the way.
It's true. I wrote my own spec, but I had a few episodes. I'm sure I can dig him up somewhere.
I find this hilarious because like he plays Chrono Trigger. He likes Chrono Trigger. Not so much Chrono Cross, but he plays Chrono Trigger. I can't get him to play any other Square Enix RPGs. Can't do it.
What can I say? Trigger is the one that you could say Trigger really triggered me.
And before people get on my case, well, you will only try Final Fantasy. No, I've actually I tried to get him into Mana. And in fact, I'm still making an argument for Secret of Mana for a Let's Play because it is a co-op RPG. So you could actually technically play with 3 players. Because there are 3 characters. So we could do that. I'm trying to think of another Square Enix RPG I've recommended to you. Oh, I Am Setsuna. I recommended that to you.
Oh yeah, I need to friggin' get that already. Jeez.
Because it's heavily inspired by Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep putting that off. I need to actually get that game and play it.
I was about to say K-On! Because I wondered how they could be made into a game, but then I remembered they made one and I played it once.
Did they? Wow.
I would say it would be something along the lines of Yandere Simulator, where or just like a simulator kind of game. You get to be whoever.
It would probably just be a rhythm game like Guitar Hero, really. Because
that too.
Because it would just be a music game. It's a show about playing music.
But you could do a simulator game where you just sit there and have tea all day.
I suppose so.
And then people would get mad at those people. It's like, go and play a real game. Yeah. Well, that's why I don't play real games. As many people have pointed out to me, since I don't play Grand Theft Auto, I do not play real games. So.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep, it was a rhythm game. So, yeah, there is indeed a K-On! Game. Which is funny because I saw like a total mock-up of what an 8-bit Game Boy K-On! Would look like. It's so cute.
Before people get mad at me on the whole Grand Theft Auto thing, okay, if you like Grand Theft Auto, great. Do you want to know what I would do if I was playing Grand Theft Auto? I'd be the ethical player, which means I would do nothing in the game. I wouldn't want to commit crime. I would want to go do my 9-to-5 job, which I'd have to pretend because you don't do that. And I'd go home.
And yet you won't play visual novels or sim games.
For other reasons. All the ones that get recommended to me are ones with chicks with big boobs and all of these innocuous poses and all that. And I'm not interested in that.
Well, then quit looking at the H games and go find something.
The only ones the only ones I've looked at have been recommended.
Well, then don't go by recommendations. Just look at Steam's library.
I'll think about it. Let's see.
So you're saying it's unethical to steal cars. I learned so much with you. Well, Rising Sun, prepare to have your mind blown even further, because today you'll also learn that people die when they are killed.
Yes. Mangekyo Sharingan or Kusuryugan? I know
no idea what you're talking about.
I know the Mangekyo Sharingan Abio, but I don't know the Kusuryugan. Are you meaning the Katsuryugan? Let me explain. Watch me explain this to Alex, okay? This is going to be so easy because he's going to lose interest 5 seconds in. Are you guys ready? Sasuke Uchiha.
Oh.
There you go. See? 5 seconds. Let's see. Atlas, are you saying that you wouldn't have caught our stream? You bastard.
We love
so
you,
you're saying
Atlas.
it's unethical to steal cars. I learned so much from you. That's what I'm here for, Rising Sun. Right here for you.
I read that off like 10 minutes.
I know. I wanted to read it myself.
Okay.
I wanted to read it myself. Holy crap, really? That happened? Yeah, B.O. Manning, you're going to have to let me know what exactly you're meaning on that one. It would be Naruto, but it's already a game. Oh, yeah. Well, you're getting your Legacy game because they're going to do all the Ultimate Ninja Storm games in one. But I don't know what the Kusuryugan is. I'm guessing you're talking about the Katsuryugan. Which, if I remember correctly, makes everybody suicide bombers or something like that.
Wow.
It's weird. It's like Sharingan makes sense to me. Rinnegan makes kind of some sense to me. All of the other dojutsu thing don't make any sense to me. Now I'm going to have the K-On! Opening stuck in my head again. Thanks, Shadow.
You're welcome.
That's why he's there.
Especially because it'll be an 8-bit version too.
I can't do it. I can't do K-On!
Yes, you can, and you will.
It was too cute for me.
Tastes like diabetes.
It did taste like diabetes a lot of the time.
And again, but you still have an adorable daughter that you'll have to watch plenty of adorable things with. Between all the Marvel grit and Batman grit and all the other superhero grittiness.
I don't know if I necessarily show her the gritty stuff, but I want to show her like legit heroes. I have no problem saying that. I don't need to worry about showing her K-On! You're going to beat me to it anyway. Ketsuryugan, yeah, aka OP Blood Dragon, mind control, overpowered bullcrap that makes them into basically what is the Ketsuryugan? It's like blood bending, is what it is. But the immediate time that I would tell you the Ketsuryugan did not catch my interest and I was not interested in that bullshit anymore was the using of the power makes them, at least the shot I saw was they makes them bleed tears or have tears of blood. It's like, I am so tired of that. Because the other thing too is like the Sharingan makes them, like if they use the signature ability of that Mangekyo Sharingan, it makes them bleed. And so like you could have characters like Sasuke who just have this solid streak of red for an entire battle through that one eye. It's like, I'm emo. Do you get it? So now you're telling me I'm late. You will like it. Yeah, exactly, Atlas. You will like it and you will appreciate it.
Not gonna happen.
I didn't like K-On! Until I watched season 2, and now I really like it. I didn't understand what happened. It took me two years to be able to watch all of K-On! For me to go, this has way too much sugar and spice and everything nice, and I had to put it away.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
That's my problem. Is like, I like the Powerpuff Girls has a certain degree of cuteness, but it has snark to it too. So I like that. And I'm not saying every episode was just overwhelmingly cute. There were actually some really well written episodes with a lot of smart humor, but 80% of the time was just cute all over.
And I invite Atlas, who's
do we have time? Yeah, we have time. Go ahead and send him the link and all that. Did you finish Naruto? Yes, I did finish it. I didn't watch every stinking filler arc, but I know how it ends. And I hate to tell you this, Abio, I was not satisfied. But my problem mainly was that Sasuke had been broken for many, many years before Shippuden, and they didn't really fix him, in my opinion. He still had the same problems that I had with him when he was a little kid. And I don't have any problems with Naruto, but Naruto is Goku. That's really what he is. You didn't watch filler, how dare you? I know. I know I suck. I had better things to do with my time than watch a filler arc that not even Kishimoto approved of. If it makes you feel any better, I don't watch filler arcs on any shonen anymore. And it wasn't Naruto that did it, it was Bleach. I was watching Bleach and I'm like, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of filler arcs. So now I just skip to the arc that I care about. I was like, oh, does this have any tying into the story as we know it? And will we actually reference it later? No? Okay, I don't care. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little girls. But then something got added in. Chemical X. Sasuke, I want to kill people. Me? Seems like a good guy. Sasuke, I have parental and brother issues. Me? I'm bored of you. I only watch the fillers. They're the best part. Good luck with that, Dream Reviews. I watched filler in Naruto before I knew what it was. That was a long time ago. I'm sorry. Because here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying DBZ doesn't have filler, but at least DBZ filler is funny. In fact, one of my favorite DBZ episodes is actually a filler episode. and it's where Chi-Chi forces Goku to go and get a driver's license. That's or actually not Goku, Goku and Piccolo, and forces them to go get a driver's license. That's freaking hilarious. I'm actually so glad that DBZ Abridged referenced that. So I'm just saying, like, I could do filler as a kid. I can't do it anymore. No, Shadow, don't try to invite him. I'm waiting patiently. It's been 3 years already. I've been waiting 3 years.
I sent the invite.
Yeah, he's already messaging me in Hangouts chat. I think that's where he's waiting for it.
Well, you should have said something sooner. Now I gotta get on mail.
My phone just barely got buzzed. There you go. So other questions that I can get into really quick. Any sneak peeks of Let's Plays you want to give to us for the rest of the year? We're gonna be on Xenogears for a while, so I don't see a reason to sneak peek that.
Well, we're definitely thinking about where we want to go with .hack because we might jump to the HD remaster possibly. Yeah,
but I want to make sure that we don't lose anything in that transition kind of thing. I want it to be the experience you want to show, and if it would be done better on the PS2 games, then I'm going to say let's just do it on the PS2 games. And we know that we're getting a physical copy. We don't know if we're going to get a dub or an English release yet. So that's the other problem.
We're definitely getting it here in the States, but we don't know. But yeah, we don't know if they're going to dub it or not.
Yeah. And at that point, I might be picky and say, look, I know you want to do this on PS4, but I want a dub. Because I need to listen to Mary Elizabeth McGlynn.
Yes.
Tell us all we're horrible, evil people, and she's good because she's a hacker. See, you should only watch the filler of DBZ and see what your reaction would be to that. And now I want to see Piccolo try to pass a driving test. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Are those dogs in the background, and can they become a part of the video? No. I know the dog. No.
It's not my dog. Not right. She's barked. She has barked tonight, but I know right now she's not barking.
Well, neighbor dogs aren't barking right now. You wouldn't be able to hear it. The power of shadow clones or super speed. I choose shadow clones to do my homework or go to work for me. LOL. Neither. My superpower would be to be Iron Man. Because I want to create all that awesome armor. You will sit there and wait, Atlas, and you will like it.
I sent you the link, and I've invited you. I don't know what else I can do.
Oh, yeah, and I can't even look him up on mine, so... Iron Man does have powers.
Do me a favor and shut the fuck up while you're at it, okay?
Oh, no.
Somebody's grumpy. Iron Man does have powers. After all, he's rich.
He's rich.
Amazingly, the link worked this time.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yes, it doesn't. It doesn't like any of us, because how dare you all be using Firefox when Chrome is the awesome one.
So
I'm gonna get a go F yourself from Alex in 3, 2, 1. Wow, he actually didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. Hey, and before you bounce that back at me, B.O. Manning, if Batman gets away with that, so does Iron Man.
Pretty much. They're both rich.
Have you tried getting Alex to try Final Fantasy Tactics? I've tried to get him to try anything Final Fantasy, and he won't do it.
You're not a fan of Final Fantasy there, Alex?
Nope, I'm not.
God damn you.
Because I think the first time I recommended it to him, I recommended the most recent game that came out, and I think that was 13.
Oh, yeah. Steer clear of that one.
Screw you. It was fine.
No, I didn't care for it.
That's your opinion, sir. Now, because I don't like your opinion, ejected.
Ooh.
No, I don't care if people don't like the game. I just think a lot of the people or a lot of the bad rap that it gets on YouTube is not
Oh
as
yeah, it
deserved.
does. It really does.
Because in a lot of cases, I'm actually going to say the thing that nobody actually wants heard is all of the problems that you wanted was pretty much your fault because you'd been asking for this stuff for years and it slowly got evolved into that. And all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I don't want that. Then you shouldn't have asked for it for years, dumbass.
Agreed.
What, you didn't want a female Cloud Strife? You'd been sitting there for many years going, we want Cloud, we want Cloud, we want Cloud. And you got Cloud in Lightning. She's a female Cloud Strife. And I still stick to my guns, man. If Final Fantasy VII Remake redoes that whole go and drag arc, he needs to come out of that dressing room looking like Lightning. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Agreed. That would help boost up some sales for sure.
Oh, but you want to know what would happen?
What?
Instantly, YouTube would like have a unified conniption. Oh my gosh, why'd you do that? Because that's what Lightning is. Except I'll take it an extra step further. Lightning is Cloud Strife done right.
Proxy to Final Fantasy 13, so that probably didn't
Lightning
help.
is Cloud Strife done right. And I know I'm right here, people.
Interesting point there, Mr. Giro.
Jesse Cox hated Final Fantasy 13, so that probably didn't help its rep. No, there was a ton of people. Like Spoonie didn't like it either, and all that. And the problem is that they regurgitated the same talking points, but I literally looked at them and went, but this is what you'd been asking for years. This is what you've been asking for. The perfect example that I have is the hallway. We wanted a open and vibrant world. Well, but you wanted you wanted this open and vibrant world on a world map. That's what you wanted. The problem was that you didn't explain that clearly, and so you don't have a right to be mad when 10 takes that step. And I would actually dare say 10 gave you the hallway way before 13 did. And it's simply because you can't have a world map and have an overview at the same time. It doesn't work because then you're not immersed in the world. And so at that point, 13 was a logical progression, and you don't have a right to be mad at that. Because you guys still complain, like, we're still not getting the world we want from 10. Okay, they gave you a straight hallway. That's on you. That's not on Square Enix.
Square Enix can do whatever the fuck they want.
Obviously, because they go down to the basement and they go to that monument of Cloud and Sephiroth and they pray to it every time a Final Fantasy game comes out. Let's see. You want to be rich? Okay, I'll use my clones to do extra overtime and get rich.
Well, there you go.
I like this idea. Do I not have to pay you? I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying. I'm not saying that I wouldn't pay you. I'm just clarifying. Do I have to pay you? Final Fantasy 12 was a precursor to getting what we got in Final Fantasy 13. 12 was broken for a lot of other reasons than that. But yeah, I would say it's still a logical progression followed into 12. The other problem was that 12 tried to adopt the MMO model into your regular JRPG, and it just didn't work.
Nope.
Because you can't call it an RPG at that point. I will at least say that 15 got it right and said, yeah, this isn't really an RPG anymore. This is more along the lines of an action RPG. Where it's more along the lines of what people would expect from, say, Mass Effect or any modern RPG these days. It's not a JRPG, and it doesn't advertise itself as such. It's hard to edit audio for a video while also watching a live stream. Yes, it is. I would not recommend that.
Yeah.
I did that once. I got no work done. there you go. Let's see other questions that we have here. Oh, they bounced this back to me. So genres of anime that you wouldn't review, and then genre of game that I won't play. I'm open to pretty much any genre as long as it's got a good and innovative story. I won't frown on anything until I know that's like Call of Duty, where I already know that the story is not going to be all that interesting and innovative, and it's only going to be like 2 hours long. So that's really my deal, is that if I don't feel like the game has a good enough story, that's really the only time I'll say no.
That's why you stick to multiplayer, people. Just ignore the campaign because it's too damn short.
And people got mad at me because I've reviewed games that technically have multiplayer, because I did Battleborn and I did Overwatch. And I reviewed them, and I said in those reviews, I'm not a multiplayer guy. If you're looking for balancing and all that stuff in your reviews, you're talking to the wrong dude. And I got heat from that. I got people mad at me like, why are you reviewing it? Because there's a single player element to Battleborn. That's why I reviewed it. And it was fun, but in a Borderlands kind of way. Yeah. Overwatch just because I'm a Blizzard fan. Let's see. Taking me an hour and a half to edit a 6-minute video. I'm curious what strange things I'll find I edited wrong. Lots.
Yeah.
Lots, yeah.
I get things done 1 to 2 times faster because Naruto can create 1,000 shadow clones. So yes, you have to pay me for my efficiency. Well, then I guess our deal is down the toilet, Abio. Sorry.
Ouch.
Because I can't pay 1,000 shadow clones. Also, editing while being in an active Discord is a bad time to edit. Yes, it is.
It really is a bad time.
I remember one night, I couldn't get out of raiding because they needed my my druid for a specific fight, and so my guild master was like, "If you leave Discord, I will kick your ass." And I had to edit something, and it was the hardest thing to do because every now and then I would be listening to the audio and somebody would go, "Fuck!" It's like, okay, let's rewind that and make sure that wasn't actually in the audio.
Yeah.
And but I was told I couldn't leave the Discord because I was still needed for this fight, and we didn't know when we were going to get to it.
Right.
So, let's see. I've also done that with Skype calls. Sure, it is hard.
Makes me happy that I hardly ever use Skype these days.
You only have to pay the real one if you can find it. See, that's why I would say it's a deal breaker. I don't even want to go through that effort. You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm a lazy ass when it comes to stuff like that.
Yep. Me too.
I had to
in my room all day.
I had to figure out which one of you is the real one. You can't just, like disengage the jutsu. Fuck.
Except
I got better crap to do.
Money Friday.
That's usually how it goes. Do you think the earlier Call of Duty games were more fun in the past than recent ones? Marginally for me. I'm not into modern stuff. I really am not. I play games to escape the reality that I find so frustrating. So in a lot of cases, going back to, because early Call of Duty and early Medal of Honor were like World War II, Vietnam, all that stuff. I just don't find that interesting. So I played them, and were they cool? Yeah, kind of. But for me, it's more along the lines of, what was the newest RPG that was coming out? What's the newest story that's coming out that can take me out of the world that I don't want to deal with right now? People wonder why I keep on saying that, whenever we talk about political stuff, I am from the party of I'm a piss you off.
Yeah.
It's because I have opinions that will piss you off. McGregor or Mayweather?
He's good.
I'm guessing you're talking about Conor McGregor and Mayweather. Are they having a match or a fight? That should answer your question, Steven. I have no idea. All I know about Conor McGregor is that he ran off his mouth, and I had to report it on a podcast once.
How'd that go?
Went well. We both agreed on the podcast that he was a douchebag, and we all thought the replies that he got were amazing.
Yeah.
Can you guess what my favorite anime is? I'm gonna go with Berserk. No, let me think about it. Yes, Berserk.
Berserk?
I'm gonna guess Hamtaro.
I'm going to guess Lucky Star.
Flint the Time Detective. No, wait. Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh, that's an old-ass series right there.
Yeah, I wish I never knew it existed. I can't.
Ranma 1/2.
The only reason I know it exists is because when I was a teenager, Ronin Warriors was on Fox, but it was on at really weird hours. Like they literally changed the schedule every other day. So I had to get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to get Ronin Warriors. And the only reason I know that Samurai Pizza Cats is a thing is because it was paired. So if I caught Samurai Pizza Cats, I either missed it or I knew it was coming up next. And my little brother caught it and became a fan. And I was like, oh.
Shit.
Uh-huh. Did you see the new Thor trailer? If there is a new Thor trailer, I'm not aware. The one I've seen is in the theaters, and I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, Abia, we got it. We got that your favorite is Naruto. If you're not watching Boruto, then you have betrayed the franchise. You made me look up Flint the Time Detective. I've never heard of it.
Oh, I remember Rolling War. Yeah, dude. Tsunami, man. Great intro. It was a good show.
Ronin Warriors. Speaking of an anime that I actually watched in the subs, Ronin Warriors, because it's actually better in the sub.
It is better in sub, yes.
Mm-hmm. Because if for no other reason than to hear everybody say Samurai Torupa.
Of course.
Samurai Torupa. They always had to say it the exact same way, so it's like Samurai Torupa. Samurai Torupa. Because I have the cool DVDs that actually, if you flip it, then you get sub. Which actually pissed me off for a long time there, because I'm like, I bought Ronin Warriors, and for some reason the disc was flipped to Samurai Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
And so I didn't know that I had to flip it, and then I could get Ronin Warriors. It's like, I bought this! And then and the reason I found that was because I found out that you could flip the DVD cover to be Samurai Troopers. I'm like, if you can flip the cover, maybe you could flip the disc. Oh my God.
Yep.
What happened? Is it bad that I'm watching Boruto even though I haven't watched Shippuden? I haven't finished Shippuden? No, because you're not really missing anything. What's the one thing that surprises people when you tell them something about yourself? Everything.
Depends on who I'm talking to, but yeah, kind of everything.
I've been told my personality already throws people off, so.
Oh, there's a question from Giro. You better read it.
All the 4Kids anime opening raps.
I don't think I've seen any of their raps.
Yeah, those are really hard to come by, because back when I was like 13 or 14, when 4Kids TV was a thing on Sundays, I never watched them. I never fucking cared.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one, Jiro, because I don't know. I've never tried
One Piece had a rap.
Yeah, One Piece had a rap opening.
Oh, okay, all right. You guys were making it sound like it, like on one specific day on the week that they would just do rap opening. And like, I've never heard of this. Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of their shows that had rap tunes, I don't think I watched them.
All I have to say is, yeah, yo.
Yep, I remember it.
I thought it was dumb, but then again, I thought One Piece was dumb. So, but I mean, I thought it was dumb then because I didn't know all the heavy edits that they were doing.
Oh yeah,
so maybe I'll try it later. But yeah, I see. I'm trying to catch up with all the questions now. I've never tried Running Warriors and sub. Maybe I should use that as an excuse for a rewatch. It actually makes the series a lot better and a lot more understandable. It's not as much of a hack job as the dub is. Let's see. Get Cloud Sword, but be blind, or get Sub Jutsu, but have piss yellow hair. I choose Sub. I can't even follow that, Abio. I don't even know what. You mentioned Cloud Sword, you immediately lost me. The weird openings the 4Kids did. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. Did they do Samurai Pizza Cats? That one was a weird one too.
I don't remember.
Samurai Pizza Cats. Great. Now I'm gonna have that song in my head.
We gotta look up the history of 4Kids. Now that we're talking about it.
No, you want to know what needs to happen? Alex needs to do the history.
Pizza Cats. Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cats was Saban.
That was, huh?
No, do you want to know what needs to happen, Atlas?
Discotheque.
We've just come up with Alex's next video.
Okay.
It'll be a sequel to the Dot Hack timeline explained, but now he's going to explain the history of 4Kids.
Ooh, Alex.
Somebody did it better than me.
You're welcome. I don't care.
It's a great idea, but I'm pretty sure somebody's done it and done it better than I have.
I would love to see
do it better than that?
monthly. Okay, I would love to see a monthly, like studio company of anime that Alex could do. Like on Monday, he could do about like Bandai, and next week he can do about ADV. He can do all sorts of stuff.
Want me to start doing history vids about licensors now?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Do you watch The Devil as a Part-Timer? I've considered watching it just because of the name, but no, I've never seen it.
I need to get that.
Every time I say the name, I cringe. I think it's funny. I think it's actually a funny premise if you look at it as like, because I think we've seen pieces, and I guess the devil works at a Whackdonald's or whatever they want to call it. I'm just like, that actually would be an interesting idea. I'm kind of surprised that Adult Swim never did it. That'd be like right up their freaking alley, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Taking like an old school 70s animated show and trying to put it in a fast food restaurant and then just make one of the characters the devil. That sounds like something they'd do.
Oh yeah, they could do it.
Well, not anymore. I don't trust them to do it anymore, but
no.
But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about because I haven't watched Rick and Morty, and apparently that's a mortal sin. So
I remember the first days when Adult Swim came out on Sundays. God.
4Kids opening karaoke vids. That would be funny if you all attempted this. What, singing them?
Fuck no.
No. 4Kids is now. Here's the thing, people. 4Kids
do you want
is
to
now
go
owned by
deaf,
Konami.
Shiro? Do you want to go deaf? I have a good voice for voice.
Now.
Hey, Adam is a great Dusty Rhodes impression, okay?
Yes, I do, because I'm a super genius, and that's why I am. Let's see. Funny if you want.
So long, Rising Sun. Thanks for joining us.
No, you're leaving us. God damn it.
Dang it, Rising Sun. Dang it.
See, whenever I think of the name Rising Sun, I think of Toonami.
Dang it, Bill. Sun. Rising Sun, you're the Bill. Dang it, Bill. Dang it. Jiro's Boomhauer. Dang it, Boomhauer.
Oh, yeah. King of the Hill.
It's the only thing I can reference in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
Also, propane accessories.
Become Sasuke or One Punch. That's supposed to be a Falcon Punch joke.
I'm pretty sure he's referring to One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, I'm already watching that.
Yeah, that's a good show. I like it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't get it because I walked in serious because somebody told me to walk in serious. It's a spoof show.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like it. It's so it's so weird for a serious show. It's like yeah, it's a spoof of superheroes. Okay, all right, now I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna follow you guys' directions anymore when you want me to watch an anime.
How was work this week?
It was crazy because we're marking down the entire store inventory, and we have to find place for it all.
Amazing.
And they keep sending us like giant ass trucks, and they apparently sent us one today. And we're talking like 6 to 7 to 8 pallets every other day. It's ridiculous.
God. Do you guys have a forklift to get all that shit out?
No, just a basic dolly. We're not that big of a store
just
either.
a basic pallet jack, whatever.
Yeah, they probably have to have somebody else do it, and then they can get it out. Hey, it could be worse, Alex. It could be the holidays, because that's coming up.
Oh yeah, the holidays are a bitch at the warehouse. They are a bitch.
Actually, in reference to an older question, what's one thing that surprises people when you tell them? One thing that's always surprised people, and it's always not fun to explain. I get asked about the cough so much.
Really?
So annoying. Yes. This has been a thing for me for a long time.
What do they ask?
Are you sick or something? No. That's actually one. So like, here's a bit of inside baseball. So there's still one Q&A for Gaming with the Geeks that hasn't been done, because I don't know if Aldo's going to get one, but we haven't finished mine yet. And a lot of the questions that I got was like, what is with your damn cough? Sorry, guys. It's a tick. There's really nothing I can do about it.
What is your favorite Naruto character? Mine is Goku. Hope I didn't.
Vegeta.
Vegeta, hands down, yes.
Favorite Naruto character, probably Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi's really cool.
Kakashi, aka the only well-written character in that whole thing.
Yeah.
And before the Sasuke fans come out, yeah, you know what? Burn. And I don't care, because Sasuke is not as well written as you think he is.
No.
I don't know how many times I've gotten, because like my little brother is a diehard Naruto fan, and he believes honestly after I watched the end that I just didn't give the series a chance, and simply because I don't like Sasuke, and he loves Sasuke.
Right.
Like, no, I didn't give Sasuke a chance because Sasuke's been broke since like episode 3 of the original series. I'm sorry, I don't go for emo. I go for redemption stories, and I'm all good on that. But Sasuke never had one.
Okay, I am yawning, and I have to get a drink because of that. Great.
Never got a legit one, but yeah, Vegeta or Kakashi. Kakashi is a good guy.
Yeah.
Itachi was cool, but apparently a lot of the cool stuff with Itachi was found out after he died. So at that point, no, I'm not even going to give the credit to Itachi. And I know Itachi's another one that's beloved, but no.
You know what? I am hell-bent on getting up tomorrow and going to GameStop and just picking up a goddamn Switch.
Do it.
Do it?
Yes.
Because I know they have a few bundles out now, surprisingly.
If they do, I'm not aware of them, but okay.
Yeah.
I bought my Switch. I don't care about bundles. I have Splatoon 2, and it's going to get a...
I was going to say, how is it so far? Because I've been watching streams of it.
No, I'm going to record... So I don't even touch the game until I've done the Drak tries now. So
okay.
At that point, I haven't recorded it yet. It's
yeah,
either
you'll
gonna
like,
be today
you'll like the online.
or tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
So
if
I like the first one.
2 bundle, we're gonna play.
Oh yeah, well I've already got Brenton screaming down my throat. He's like, "You don't play enough multiplayer." Yeah, I know I don't.
Yeah. Shadow, you need to get a Switch.
I know. I also need to get a PS4.
You need
to
I
think there's more. I think there's more in the PS4 camp right now than Switch.
Yeah, there is a lot more in the PS4 camp, but
because we've given him more reasons for PS4 than we have for
you got to get a PS4.
Switch.
Plus, the hike is coming out, man.
Yeah. And once that comes out, I'll probably get the game. Then I'll get the PS4 shortly after. And
You're gonna get the game first.
My favorite is probably Data. Hope I spelled it right. I seriously don't know how to spell his name. That's okay. Nobody else does.
Favorite Rob? Ooh.
Data. Oh yes. The artist. No. Not for me anyway.
Giro, do you have Splatoon 2 for the Switch? Because now you're telling me to get it. So if I go to GameStop tomorrow and get it, we are going to play on the first day before I go to work.
I mean, I played Splatoon 1. I liked it. I actually kind of hope this one has a story mode like the first one does.
I think it does.
That actually made the agenda for last night. If I wasn't feeling like crap, was the Splatoon anime that's now in talks.
Oh,
where'd you hear that?
It was announced on. I saw the story on IGN, but it was linking to another article. But there was a Splatoon anime in the works, which makes sense because Nintendo stuff at least is somewhat successful.
Yeah, they've been a little successful.
I mean, Pokemon's still running.
Yeah,
the only time I would say
going.
it hasn't been successful is Kirby's show isn't running anymore. I know that there was a F-Zero one for a while. I think the only ones that are running right now are Pokemon and Yokai Watch.
Shit. Whatever.
I don't see anything on Anime News Network, so I'm taking it as a probably a not until Anime News Network reports it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you say I hate everything. I say that you don't consider anything news until it's on Anime News Network.
Well, that's true. Because they are the most trusted name in anime news.
They are.
I'm not there. They
What
are
do you
a
mean
sort.
there?
You know, me and Alex
Okay.
will come to your house and we're gonna beat the shit out of you.
Alex, what is my viewpoint on journalists?
It's Anime News Network. It's not CNN. God damn it, Adam.
Are they trying to paint themselves off as journalists?
And
Then I
by
don't
the way,
trust them.
CNN sucks. They're terrible.
No, I don't trust, especially after the most recent bullcrap from Destructoid and Ars Technica. I don't trust journalists. I don't. Especially when I know about 10 other guys that could do their job better. Yeah, here we go. Splatoon getting an anime spinoff. So here's the IGN article, Alex. I'll put it in the chat too for you guys, so you guys can check that out. See, there's the hipster that we all know and love from Alex, is that it's because it's anime. That's why.
That's right.
Why do anime characters have at least 100 million gallons of blood each? Abio, I think you're putting too much thought into anime. Even I watched Berserk and said, that's a lot of blood. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And Berserk was one of the first animes to feature a rape scene. So, yeah, spoiler alert.
Actually, no, fun fact, I never actually got to see it.
You never got to see it?
No, because the only way that I got access to Berserk was VHS. So it was segmented off, and I only saw so far into the series. I don't think I've seen it on DVD a couple of times. I don't know if I've actually seen the rape scene.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Which is surprising considering like when I grew up in anime, I should have seen this because every OVA had like hyper violence or hypersexuality.
Yeah.
No, I actually avoided that bullet. Instead, I got Sins of the Sisters.
How was that?
It's chicks with dicks. What do you think?
I'm going to say actually, no, I'm just going to steer clear of that one then. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
Go watch the anime Abandon. You'll be fine. Because at least they're spoofing it.
Wow.
I watched the legit thing. Let's see. Well, after everyone called the 7 Deadly Sins OVA the second season, you can't really trust anime news.
Why do anime characters break the laws of physics?
Bill, I think you're giving too much thought to anime.
Wow, dude.
It's like physics and lasers.
The Seven Deadly Sins, one of the second season, you can't really trust anime news. Ooh.
Well, I mean, you could technically, like, I've even seen this argument happen. You could call the first season of Castlevania an OVA.
Yeah. It's anime formats are weird.
There are weird formats to anime.
Because there are what we would call OVAs, but they end up like premiering in a theater first, so technically that'd make it a movie, but the intended distribution is for direct video. It's really too weird to try.
That's really the only comparison that you have to an American market is that it's a direct-to-video release. And here's the funniest part is, like, you know, I'm making fun of OVAs, but some of the best stuff that I've watched recently has been OVAs. So, because I just barely watched Gundam 0080. That's an OVA. It's amazing.
It's good.
Let's see. But my book says people can't fly. Or can they?
It's the hair. The hair gives them the power to defy gravity.
That's right.
Did you just explain Shonen Batman?
No, I explained Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
My hair gives me the power to defy gravity.
Have you watched? So somebody just barely brought this to my attention because I'm not up to speed with DBZ Abridged. Have you seen Cell Versus?
No.
Not yet. No.
Oh my gosh, they're great. Somebody brought to my attention that apparently they did Cell. So for people who don't know what I'm talking about, they did Cell Versus, which is basically while they're doing the other episodes of the Cell games for DBZ Abridged, they had him go up against various anime characters.
Oh, nice.
And the one that got brought to my attention was Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, dude, it gets better than that. Like, they had One Punch Man is one of them.
Okay.
Yusuke and Kurabara. Yusuke and Kurabara is in there. And it's always like a spoof ending. So, like, don't expect something serious out of this, but
of course.
It's DBZ Abridged. They've also done Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. That's a good one too. Light Yagami from Death Note.
Oh, nice.
And you know that happened right after the whole Willem Dafoe announcement because they literally CG'd like a Willem Dafoe face, but all blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great.
That's awesome.
Kakashi's hair also breaks the laws of physics. No comment. Yeah,
no
probably
comment,
does.
buddy. Sorry.
Probably does. Kakashi having no mouth under that mask breaks the laws of physics.
The fact he can speak clearly through that mask breaks the laws of physics.
Sasuke has duck hair. I cannot disagree with this. I don't know what you mean, but I can't disagree with it.
He has hair that's like a duck, I guess.
There you go. Well, guys, it's Naruto. It breaks the laws of physics.
Of course.
There's so many abilities in shonen anime that I was like, wait. And even better, my dad would watch it with me, and he's the scientist and engineer. So he'd be like, that's not how that works. Like, Dad, it's an anime. Shut up.
Ooh,
But how is that? Stop it, Dad. You're bringing logic where logic has no place. But I like logic.
Logic is key.
I love my dad. Rest in peace, Dad. I heard Sasuke's hair talk. I swear I'm not crazy.
No comment. Sorry.
It's all right. The king of the potato people talks to me regularly. Him and me have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up!
What was that all about?
King of the potato people won't shut up.
Yeah.
Don't spoil Attack on Titan Season 4.
If we ever get one.
I don't know what season they're on. I don't care.
They're on
number 3.
I watched like up till episode 17. And I was like, I'm officially done with this series. This is so depressing.
You couldn't take it anymore?
I couldn't. No. I can't remember what number it was, but it was the female Titan showed up. It was like,
yes.
I no, I'm done. Every episode that I've watched thus far, aside from having some kooky moments here and there, has made me want to take a Prozac. I have a pet rock. He's sassy. All right. Well, we actually are coming up on 2 hours. So let's see if we can get one more question out there, and then we'll probably wrap things up for the evening. Because unfortunately, people do need to get to bed and all that.
And I have a race to watch at 10 o'clock.
A race?
Yes. It's called Super GT. It's over in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
was going to
sir.
say, are you watching Ninja Warrior or something?
Fuck no.
I never would have pegged you for a NASCAR, man.
NASCAR, if you took me to a race, I would just fall asleep.
I probably would
That's all
too.
I gotta say.
If you took me to a race, I'd go, what?
I would fall asleep.
Truth be told, I've gone to like a local dirt derby kind of thing because I lived in Idaho for like a year and a half, and so a lot of my friends up there were huge on trucks and all that stuff, and they would explain engines to me, and I just go, what?
Oh yeah.
But when I tried to explain how a PC worked, they'd go, what? So it was a mutual relationship.
Yeah.
Goku hair or Superman powers? Well, Superman's broken, so no.
Yeah.
Goku
Superman is
hair,
broken.
no, because I would never want to manage that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I can only imagine the sunburn on my scalp that I would get from straight black hair.
Yeah.
That would hurt. I already have it now, so
Oh man.
that's the see. This is the funniest part is like with my daughter, my in-laws are actually excited. She's like, "Oh my gosh, she might actually have your hair. It'd be the first time in the family where that would happen." I'm
Okay.
like, you don't want that.
Yep.
You don't want that. It's instant sunburn every summer. Y or Z? I'm a Y man myself.
Why, brother?
Z.
You're a Z?
I'm a Z.
Well, you're just a hipster.
Or Z.
Oh, I didn't even think about that Zed. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord
yeah.
Zed. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up for the evening. Thank you guys so much for showing up for this Q&A stream. This is the second time we've done it, and it's not a regular thing, but we try and get it done every 3 or 4 weeks. So if you guys want to show up again, feel free to do so. Also, feel free to subscribe to our content for Drak and Shadow because we are at 90 subscribers. We're almost there to 100. Once we get to 100, we'll do a Let's Play. We'll do a Let's Play of you guys' choice. And in the meantime, you can also check out our individual channels. And let's go ahead and start off with Anime Atlas. How do people get a hold of your stuff?
Crap. Hold on, because I got a bunch of hangers here. I got to freaking full laundry in a minute.
Okay, Alex, how do people get a hold of your stuff?
Find me here on YouTube, ShadowBlazer3000. I'm the shadow half of Drak and Shadow. And follow me on Twitter at AlexJShort.
Okay, you can find me at MAAtlas 3514, and I do have a Twitter account, but I never really use it. So yeah.
You guys can follow my channel, which is youtube.com/Drak2326. And I do a number of things. I do game reviews, Let's Plays. I do my own podcasts. I have 3 of them, 2 of which are on that channel. So you guys can check that out.
Yes.
As well as numerous other gaming content that you guys can look forward to. And yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter at Drak2326, and I'll get to you if you have any questions. And that's going to go ahead and do it for us. Thank you guys so much. And oh, by the way, Rinnegan, because Tensegan is bullshit. Rinnegan is also bullshit, but, you know, you gave me a choice.
Yep.
Which bullshit smells sweeter? All right,
guys,
well,
I gotta-
let's go and wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good night.
See ya.